You think those vacation rental scams won't catch you? Wait until you hear our next story.
A family who traveled all the way from New York to Fort Myers Beach got an Easter weekend surprise that nearly ruined their entire vacation.
And they want to know what law enforcement is doing to crack down on these sophisticated scams. Four in Your Corner's Dave Colbreth live with this story and showing you how to protect yourself. Dave?
Here's a classic example of how treacherous the waters can be when trying to set up a vacation rental from far away. Tobie Vandewalke thought she had the ideal place, but when she got down here to Fort Myers Beach and knocked on the door of the rental she thought was going to be hers, she found out otherwise.
This isn't rental property. And he said, but you're about the sixth or seventh person that's knocked on my door looking for a place to stay.
Here's where the Vandewalkers were supposed to stay, in this four-bedroom house on the beach, or so they thought. It's the same place that we told you about in January and in February, where the owners said someone's renting their place, which they live in, and is not for rent.
The ad on Craigslist says this magnificent beach home is in a class by itself.
It's in a class by itself, all right, a class called a scam. When this family got here Friday night and Mom knocked on the door and said, "We're here," that's when they found out.
I felt bad for her. I did. It would have been more fun if we could have stayed in the hotel with in the house with our family, but she's done good.
Mrs. Vandewalke thought she checked the property out thoroughly. As it turns out, she's a realtor and a rental agent from Rochester, New York.
I did a lot of investigating, called rental agencies down here, different people that do rentals, and they said that, it looked pretty secure.
The property was advertised on Craigslist, and the scammers used a real name, real address, real property owner, even a real lease agreement. They also used PayPal, which has now refunded their money.
I think they're suspecting fraudulent activity. They said that there were a couple things that they shut down.
But this whole scenario almost shut down their trip.
Our vacation has been spent for the last 4 or 5 days running up and down Estero Boulevard looking for a place for my family and I to stay.
But after we told her the thieves had previously charged over $1,800 for the week for the same house, she felt a little better.
And I beat him up and got it down to that $1,260. And I didn't pay security deposit, which was another $500.
That make you feel any better at all?
A little bit, yes. Now that I know he was charging $1,850.
And I guess the moral of the story to that is if you're going to get ripped off, it's better to get ripped off for less rather than more, right? Vandewalkers did get their money back from PayPal just today. Now, what, if anything, can be done to prevent this type of scam? Well, I'm working on answers for you. We've checked with the Sheriff's Office, the Attorney General's Office, and the Federal Trade Commission. None of them have gotten back to us yet, but when that happens, we'll let you know and keep you posted. Live on Fort Myers Beach, Dave Colbreth, Fox 4 in your corner.
All right, thank you, Dave.